Have you ever had one of those amazing brainstorms, right? You come out of it with a dozen fantastic ideas, but then you have no idea which one to actually work on. Figuring out how to go from that flood of possibilities to just one single powerful plan, well, that can be tough. Today, we're going to break down exactly how you can do it. You know that feeling, right? It's sometimes called idea paralysis. You have this incredible high-energy moment of creativity, and then you're just stuck. Which idea is really the best one? Which one deserves your time, your energy, and all your resources? Honestly, it can be so overwhelming that you end up doing nothing at all. But what if I told you there's a simple, kind of elegant solution to this?
And that solution is something called idea filtering. All it is a structured way to cut through all that noise. Because here's the truth. Not all ideas are created equal, and not all of them are ready for action. Some might be way too expensive, others too difficult, or some might even cause unintentional harm. Filtering just helps you zero in on the best solution, and it saves you a ton of time and helps you avoid some major mistakes down the road.
To do this right, we're going to use a really simple but incredibly powerful framework. It's built on 3 core pillars. You can think of these as the solid foundation that's going to support your very best idea and make sure it's built to last. And they are impact, feasibility, and ethics. These 3 things, impact, feasibility, and ethics, are the absolute foundation of any great idea. So let's really get into what they mean. So we're going to explore each one of these pillars, one by one, and I'm going to give you the exact questions you need to be asking yourself to evaluate your own ideas. Let's start with the big one, impact. So what is impact, really? It's the positive difference your idea is going to make in the world. It's the why behind your whole project. Are you solving a real problem for somebody? Are you actually improving someone's life? This is where you measure the real meaning behind your idea. Now, what I love about this is how it forces you to get specific. Don't just wave your hands and say your idea has impact. No, you've got to ask yourself, who specifically am I helping here? Are we talking about a small group or a huge community? And is the change just a small convenience, or is it a truly life-altering opportunity? And this illustrates the difference perfectly. An entertainment app, look, it might be fun, but its impact is relatively small. But an online learning platform for girls who are denied an education, wow, that has a massive social impact. It creates opportunity, it promotes equality, and it can literally change lives for generations to come. Okay, let's move on to our second pillar, feasibility. And this is the reality check. You could have the most high-impact idea in the entire world, but if you can't actually build it, it's always going to be just an idea. This is all about being brutally honest with yourself about what's practical and what's actually possible. So you have to ask yourself these tough questions. Do I have the skills to do this, or can I find someone who does? Do I really have the time and the money? Is the technology I need even available to me? Answering these questions honestly is absolutely crucial. Here's a great contrast to make it super clear. On one hand, building a whole new university from the ground up in a year, that's an idea with incredibly low feasibility for most of us, right? But on the other hand, starting some online classes using free platforms that already exist, like Zoom or YouTube, that's highly feasible. You could start that almost immediately. And that brings us to our final, and you could argue, most important pillar, ethics. This is the conscience of your idea. It's all about making sure that what you create is fair and just and responsible. The golden rule here is so simple. Your idea should do no harm. So to check your ethical foundation, you really have to consider everyone involved. Is your project fair to your users, your partners, and the wider community? Are there any unintended negative consequences you haven't thought of? Is it built on honesty? These things are not afterthoughts. They are absolutely essential. And in our digital world, man, this example is more relevant than ever. An app that sells its users' data without their consent is unethical, period. The ethical alternative builds trust by protecting privacy and being transparent. You know, good ethics is almost always good business. So there we have it, our 3 pillars, impact, feasibility, and ethics. Now, the big question is, how do we use them together to actually make a final decision? Well, it's all about finding the perfect balance. You can use a super simple tool like this little matrix right here. Just rate each of your ideas from 1 to 5 for each of the 3 pillars. Now, take a look at this example. Both ideas score a 12. So, which one do you choose? This is where the real magic happens. So here's the crucial point. It is not always about the highest total score.
Look at idea 2. It has maximum impact, a 5, but its feasibility is super low, only a 2. That's a really high-risk project that might never even get off the ground. Idea 1, though, it has a solid balance, good impact and decent feasibility. That is the more strategic, more achievable choice. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground. We've gone from this big cloud of ideas all the way down to a single, focused, and really well-vetted plan. So let's lock in the key lessons from all this. So just remember this. Not every idea is a great one, and filtering them is essential. Your best ideas will always be built on those 3 pillars: meaningful impact, practical feasibility, and responsible ethics. And the real goal is to find the idea with the best balance of all 3. So now, the power is really in your hands. You have the framework not just to come up with ideas, but to find the one that is truly worth your passion and your effort. This isn't about limiting your creativity. It's about channeling it in the most effective way possible. So take this tool, look at your list, and ask yourself, what great idea will you bring to life?